Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready to dive in. Today we're tackling something a little different.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a simple conversation about football,
okay.
but it's meant for people learning English. So, the language is pretty basic,
I see.
but that's what makes this deep dive so interesting. We're going to see what we can uncover about the sport and like its culture,
Ah, I like it.
even from something, seemingly simple, right?
Yeah,
We're going to learn about famous players like Lionel Messi and
interesting.
we'll even try to tackle the offside rule, but without, getting too lost.
Yeah, we'll see if we can manage that.
Okay, so the conversation is between these two people, Alex and Alexa. And Alex plays football every weekend, just with his friends.
So a casual player.
Yeah, exactly. And Alexa, she's still learning, but she loves, like, the thrill of scoring a goal.
Ah, that feeling.
Right. Even those little descriptions already tell us something, don't they?
Absolutely. It tells us that football is, it's a social thing.
Yeah.
It's not just about, professional athlete.
Right.
It's about, connecting with friends, staying active, having a good time.
Totally. And we see that in their favorite teams, too. Alex is a Manchester United fan, and he learns by watching their matches.
Makes sense.
But Alexa, she's drawn to Barcelona
Oh, interesting.
because she likes their teamwork.
So it's more about the style of play than just, who wins.
Yeah, and I think that speaks to, like, the psychology of being a fan, right?
Right.
It's about identifying with a certain style.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's get into the actual sport itself. Alex and Alexa start talking about the basic skills. Kicking, passing, controlling the ball.
The fundamentals.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like even the most amazing moves, they all come back to these basics.
Right. It's like learning scales before you can play, a concerto on the piano.
Exactly. Alexa, she stresses teamwork and communication, but Alex, he suggests that beginners should focus on dribbling and passing.
I see.
And what I thought was interesting here was how they're touching on both the individual and the team aspects of the game.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's like a microcosm of collaboration.
Right. And you need that in life in general.
Absolutely.
Now, this is where the conversation gets really interesting. They start talking about, like, these iconic elements of football.
Oh, like what?
So they talk about Lionel Messi.
Okay.
They talk about the role of midfielders.
Okay.
And they even try to explain the offside rule.
Ooh, that's a tough one, especially when you're trying to keep it simple, right?
Yeah. And remember, this whole conversation is for English language learners.
Oh, right.
So it's not just about football. It's about, like, how sports can help you understand, new cultures.
And new languages.
Exactly.
Which actually makes me wonder,
Yeah.
could watching football help someone learn English faster? I mean, you've got the visuals, the commentary.
Yeah, that's an interesting
It's
thought.
like an immersive experience.
Okay, let's get into some specifics here. They talk about how the goalkeeper wears a different color.
Right, so you can tell who it is.
Yeah, it seems like a small detail, but
But it shows how important the goalkeeper is, right? They're like the last line of defense.
Totally.
One person against potentially, the whole other team.
and they also talk about different kinds of kicks, like penalty kicks and corner kicks.
Ah, those are exciting.
Yeah. They add so much, like, drama to the game.
They really do.
And they even bring up referees and those yellow and red cards.
Oh, right. That's important.
Yeah, it shows, like, the importance of rules even in a really intense game.
Absolutely. Sportsmanship matters.
Okay, one thing that I thought was really interesting was how they talked about watching professional players.
To learn from them.
Yeah. Like, you could pick up techniques and strategies just by observing.
That's a good point. It's like, watching an expert in any field.
Right.
You can learn so much just by seeing how they do it.
And, of course, they mentioned how physically demanding football is.
Oh, yeah. You need strength, you need stamina.
It's not just about skill, it's about being fit. It's amazing how much they covered,
Yeah.
from, like, how long the game is to what a tie means.
Yeah.
Even how football teaches you about life in general.
Right. It's about teamwork, perseverance.
It's really fascinating.
And they did it all in such a clear and engaging way,
Yeah, they really captured the heart of the game.
They did.
Well, okay, so we've talked about players, teamwork, basic skills, and even some of the rules, like offside.
Yeah, it's amazing how much we've already unpacked.
But we've also seen how this simple conversation hints at something deeper,
Ooh, I like that.
like something about what football really means to people.
Its impact, yeah.
Exactly.
That's what we'll dig into next time.
Stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive.
Welcome back. Ready to go a bit deeper.
Yeah. I'm excited to unpack some of those specific things they talked about, like, Lionel Messi
Ah, yes.
and the midfielders.
Right,
They're
right.
the ones who don't always get the glory of scoring.
No, they don't, but they're so crucial. I mean, Messi, he's a perfect example of, individual brilliance. Like his dribbling skills, they're just legendary.
Yeah, he's incredible to watch.
But what's really fascinating is how he combines that with like this incredible vision, He's not just like dancing around defenders.
He sees the whole field.
Yeah. He's orchestrating attacks, he's manipulating space, he's creating opportunities for his teammates.
It's like he's playing chess and everyone else is playing checkers or something.
Yeah, exactly. And that brings us to the midfielders.
Right.
They're kind of like the unsung heroes,
Yeah.
right? Alex and Alexa mentioned them briefly, but there's so much more to understand about their role. I mean, they're the engine of the team. They're the link between the defense and the attack.
It's a tough position.
It is. They need incredible stamina, they need tactical awareness, and they need to be able to win the ball and distribute it effectively.
They have to be good at, like, everything.
Pretty much. They don't always get the glory of scoring goals.
Mm.
But they set the tempo, they control the rhythm of the match.
That's a good way to put it.
It's like, think of them as the conductor of an orchestra.
Okay.
They might not be playing the loudest instrument, but they're guiding the flow of the music,
Yeah, I like that.
Bringing all the elements together.
Okay, and speaking of things that need explaining, they tried to tackle the offside rule.
The offside rule. That one always trips people up.
I know, right?
It's tricky.
But I think what they highlighted was the purpose.
Right, the why behind it.
Yeah, like why it exists.
To prevent players from just camping out near the opponent's goal.
Yeah, waiting for that long pass.
Exactly.
So it forces them to be more, like, strategic. Right?
Absolutely. It adds this element of anticipation, of surprise. It's not just about lines on a field.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the philosophy of attack.
That's a good point.
Now, those cards, we can't forget about those.
Oh, yeah, those yellow and red cards.
Right. They talked about how, a yellow card is a warning.
Like, hey, watch out.
Exactly. And then a red card,
You're out of there.
you're out. Gone. Which, it keeps things fair, keeps things safe.
Right, because sometimes those games can get, pretty heated.
They can. But there need to be rules. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you mentioned penalty kicks earlier.
Oh, yeah, those are always nail biters.
Yeah.
It's like sudden death, just one player against the goalkeeper.
And the pressure is immense on both players, the kicker and the goalkeeper.
So it's like all eyes are on them.
Exactly. It's a test of nerves, skill, strategy, all of it.
And then there are the corner kicks.
Ah, yes. When the ball goes out over the goal line.
And it was last touched by the defender.
Right. It gives the attacking team this chance to, create a scoring opportunity.
Yeah, from a set position.
Exactly.
So, these set pieces, they add another level of excitement.
They do. You never know what's going to happen.
What I really liked was how they emphasized the mental side of football.
Oh, yeah. It's not just about being physically fit.
Right. They talked about staying focused under pressure and communicating with your teammates.
Which, those are skills that are useful beyond the football pitch.
Totally. Like in life in general.
Absolutely. Being able to handle pressure, make quick decisions, work together, those are essential.
And they didn't forget about the physical demands either, right?
Yeah, they talked about strength, endurance, agility.
It's a demanding sport.
It is. You got to be in top shape.
So it's amazing how much they covered in their conversation, right?
It really is. From the artistry of, someone like Messi,
Yeah.
to the tactical complexities of midfield play,
To the drama of penalty kicks.
and the importance of mental strength.
They really give a complete picture.
And they did it in a way that was like both informative and engaging.
Totally.
They captured the essence of the game, made it understandable for anyone.
So, having gone deeper, what do you think is the biggest takeaway so far?
I think it's, that realization that football, it's so much more than just kicking a ball around.
Right.
It's a combination of strategy, athleticism, teamwork, psychology,
Yeah.
even a bit of philosophy, if you think about it.
And there are so many lessons you can take from it.
Absolutely. Like
Right.
the importance of working together, performing under pressure, the idea that success is built on, mastering the basics.
Those are good lessons.
So as we move into the final part of our deep dive,
Yeah.
let's keep this in mind, this interplay between the individual and the team, the physical and the mental, the strategy and the emotion.
It's all connected.
It is, and that's what makes football so captivating.
And so popular around the world.
Exactly.
It's been really interesting to break down this simple chat about football.
It has.
It shows you how much depth there is to this sport.
Yeah. Like Alex and Alexa talked about how football brings people together.
Right.
And that's something worth thinking about, I think. It crosses cultures, it crosses languages. You see it everywhere. You do. Like you can be in a pub in England or a market in Brazil.
Yeah.
And find people connecting over a game.
Exploring its own language almost.
No, and they even mentioned how it can help people learn new languages.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Remember, this conversation was originally for English language learners.
Right, right.
So imagine someone new to a country, they don't speak the language very well.
Yeah.
They might find that connection, that common ground through football.
It's a good point.
Think about it. You've got the visuals of the game, the commentary, even the chants from the crowd.
It's a lot to take in.
It's immersive.
Yeah.
And you're hearing those key phrases over and over again. Free kick, penalty,
offside.
offside. You're hearing them in context with the visuals.
Like an accidental lesson almost.
It is. And then you've got the post-match analysis where they break everything down.
Using even more football words.
Exactly. So it reinforces what you've just seen. It really is. It's like learning doesn't have to be in a classroom, right?
Yeah.
It can be fun. It can be exciting.
So to all our listeners out there, we challenge you.
We do.
If you're learning English or any new language, try watching a football match.
Put the subtitles on.
Or listen to a podcast about it, see what you pick up.
You might be surprised.
You might even find yourself loving football.
That's the hope.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I'm amazed by how much we got out of this simple conversation.
Me too. It started with just a basic chat about football.
And we ended up talking about, everything.
We did. Strategy, teamwork, culture, language.
It really shows you the power of, just being curious.
Absolutely. And never underestimating the power of sports.
They can teach us so much.
So, until next time,
Keep exploring.
keep learning.
And keep diving deep.
And